I'm very pleased to introduce our next speaker, who is a proud African American, the Honorable Jackie Tanner. Jack Tanner is a 1955 graduate of the University of Washington Law School. He had previously served in the U.S. Army from 1943 to 1945. He's a longtime member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. He was president of the NAACP's Tacoma branch in 1955. He became president of the Northwest area, which is all of Oregon and Washington and Idaho and Alaska. He became area president of the NAACP in 1957. In 1978, President Carter appointed Jack Tanner to the federal bench in the Ninth Circuit. In 1992, Judge Tanner took the position of senior status for the federal bench. When I called the Honorable Judge Tanner about this conference, he said, "I have a very important meeting of federal senior judges in Puerto Rico on January 29th. But what's your conference about?" I said, "The conference is on Harry Bridges and the tradition of dissent among waterfront workers." His response was, "I will be there. I would not miss this for the world." Judge Tanner, you're welcome.
Thank you very much. When was it, Phil? When you were president of the local and Harry and Nikki, his wife, when she walked in? When was it when you invited me to swear in the new members?
1985.
1985, the last time I saw you, Mrs. Bridges, and your husband. I sat across from you, and he remembered my father very well. In the December 1992 edition of Columns, the University of Washington Alumni Magazine, there's an article entitled, "Who was Harry Bridges?" Seattle Times columnist Emmett Watson, who is sitting here, said in that article, writing of Bridges, "Long before it was fashionable, Harry's ILWU employed blacks and women." I would like to put that statement in its historical setting. What caused Harry Bridges to become so enlightened as the employment of coloreds, as they called them, in 1934? My father, Ernie Tanner, was born in Indianapolis, Indiana in 1989. He entered the Tacoma Public Schools in October of 1900. He was the last five-year letterman at Tacoma High School, now Stadium High School. He has been referred to in the past by those who knew him as the best all-around athlete ever produced in the state of Washington. Ernie Tanner became a longshoreman after the 1916 longshore strike, when coloreds were brought in as strike breakers and actually broke the strike. He became a member of the union in Tacoma on December 6, 1918, and his number was number 549. My father, among others, was one of those instrumental in convincing the more reasonable white longshoremen that two separate unions in Tacoma, one white and one black, would never work. They would destroy themselves. He openly and vigorously opposed the corrupt shape-up system and exploitation of the working longshoremen. In 1917, there were approximately 81, Ron Magnan tells me he has a figure of 85 African Americans became members of Local 38-3 in Tacoma. At the 1918 Pacific Coast Convention, then the ILA, the Tacoma longshoremen presented a resolution to the convention that was passed by the convention with one dissenting vote for one single union for all white and black men on the Pacific Coast who worked on the docks. That was clear back in 1918. My father met and became friends with Harry Bridges during the time that Harry became one of the leaders of the waterfront strike of 1934. My father was a member of the Northwest Joint Strike Committee that met in Seattle July 25th, 1934. He was the only black on the committee, That strike by Pacific Coast longshoremen became the catalyst for the great gains made by working men and women and labor unions across America right after the Great Depression. It gave every longshoreman working on that water